Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, Zach, the Amish soaker, Elias. What's up, buddy?
Should be so lucky to get the soaker. I thought it was the super soaker. You never know.
Did you have any of those? Did you have 50?
The best. The original one, the yellow and green, top-notch water gun.
That was the 50, and then the 100 had the one in the back,
blue.
And then the 200 was the double barrel.
Yeah, and then there's also the backpack one with like full-on fire hose just to kill somebody. That's what the counselor had, like mowed the kids down.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. People watch these episodes. Leave us a comment if you think we're horrible. If you think we're the worst people ever, tell us. If you like us, I don't hate you hitting the thumbs up button either.
Yeah, but both, too. Tell us. Like, engage us. Start some shit. Let's go.
We got a fun episode planned for today. Zacharias, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking for today's episode?
From the Lagunitas Brewing Company, it's a little something ale.
We're in rerun, Zach. I'm not doing the bit. I'm not doing the bit again.
Angry I can see you just seething. I feel like if you say it like Gilbert Gottfried, it's from the Lagunitas Brewing. I don't know. It comes out of you organically.
That might be your best impression.
Little something ale.
So I shit myself and said I need new pants.
We've derailed. What are you drinking?
Zach, I had family in town, or at least my landlord's family was in town for the holidays, and I happened to inherit a 6-pack of a Shiner sampler pack, which, of course, we've all had Shiner Bach, right?
Ugh.
But from the Shiner Brewery, it's called Weiss and Easy, although it's pronounced Weiss and Easy.
Nice.
Right? The Weiss and Easy.
Schweinhund.
But what really worries me, it says it's made with Texas dewberries. The fuck is a dewberry?
It's a doob from Texas.
A D-E-W? It sounds like a dingleberry.
Oh, yeah, definitely some Texas dingle. We have to have in Texas, right? Steers and there you go.
I don't know, man. 4% alcohol. I don't know if I'm going to love this or not, but unfiltered, full flavored, but only 95 calories.
It's a 9. You won't get verschnicket from it, but you never know.
Release the Kraken.
Thanks, Mr. Normal. I know you love this guy, too. All right, let's see what's doing here. I didn't like it the first time.
You've had this before.
I know, I forgot. I didn't like it the first time. I'm not going to like it now.
Like a vault.
That's what the back of your beer should say.
Zachy, how was your holidays? Anything good to report?
I'm grateful for nothing.
We're aware.
Well, we don't really are. A nihilist Thanksgiving. We don't do the grateful thing. It was a good time. We had fun. We had, at one point, we had way too much of that cider, and then like the Trivial Pursuit cards came out. Like, do you actually want to play? Like, no, let's just see who knows what. We started asking each other questions. It was fucking hysterical.
Of course, that's the best. That's like when you go to like at Big Daddy's, they used to have that where you just like read the shit until the food comes. That's great.
The rat. Well, it was fun. It was good Thanksgiving, good time off, best fun. How was yours?
There's a lot of stuff I can't talk about on air about my Thanksgiving.
R-rated Thanksgiving? Naked turkey breasts?
I'm not going to say too much other than having my landlord's...
the whole point of this. Say too much.
Having my landlord's family in town, it made me understand why there's a 5-day waiting period when you buy a gun.
Because if there was less, you'd have bought a gun?
They were here from Wednesday to Monday.
So you had the time.
There's nobody in the world I want in my presence for that long.
So if you had applied for your license day one and anticipated it, you could have shot them all by the end. Bang, bang, bang.
Does a national holiday count?
Oh, it might have been closed. Yeah,
exactly. If there's the whole thing off. But look,
Al Pacino teaches you. You don't count Saturday.
We do the catering thing, which is way better. The only good story I have from that was when I called them and said, hey, can I just come pick it up like Thursday at around 11? They're like, yeah, no problem. I thought that would be like World War III type of deal. Like, why would I ever go there? I go pick it up. It is the most organized chaos ever. It was pretty easy. The kid brings the 2 boxes over, puts them in my trunk for me. I look at him, I go, this seemed pretty easy. Like, was it really bad? The kid gives me a look like he just got back from Nam. He goes, dude, you weren't here at 7 a.m. I was like, he had this look like he was in a bad place. And then, Zach, he lingered. And I was like, oh, do you know how much I paid for said Thanksgiving? There was no tip going this kid's way for carrying 2 boxes that I easily could have done. No chance.
So then he did less. He did more than a waiter does. You give them 20%.
20%?
15.
We started 15. We can go up or down.
You play that game with them? You tell them that before the guy comes?
No. After I get my food, that's when we start making real
no,
rules.
I know people who start. I used to know a guy his uncle would say, the tip is right now 100%, and it goes down from here with the whole meal. God knows what you supposed to do to him. That was his move, though.
What is this, Dangerous Minds? I'll start you with an A. You just got to keep it?
Pretty much. And, essentially, if you give him 20%, it means he got 80% of the rest of it wrong. That's insanity. How tough can the job be? Mine was catered.
Obviously. Oh, you lazy fucks, no chance.
No, she cooked everything from scratch, but it was catered to me.
Oh, you're
She and Zoe made all the stuff. They buttered it. We brined the turkey the night before. She cooked it. She did the potatoes. She did the stuffing. Somebody made green beans. I don't know. I made boozy cider, so it was catered for me.
Cool.
Yeah. Bring it over to me like Cleopatra.
Episode 157. Calling this one, Get Off My Plane. Zach, what is that line? Explain it.
Harrison Ford and OBJ. And that Asian doctor who got dragged off because he had a meltdown.
You're missing one, but you know the Harrison Ford movie, Air Force One, right?
I love that movie.
Give me your best Get Off My Plane.
Get off my plane. And it's always that every punch from Harrison Ford is a knockout. That, Indiana Jones. And
Indiana Jones 5 is coming out.
Yeah, I'm aware. He's like 80. Still a knockout punch every single time. No coming back from a Harrison Ford punch.
Is he still with Ally McBeal?
I don't know. Probably.
They were a thing, right?
Yeah, he must snap her in half. Just toothpick.
So I guess we could talk a little bit about what happened because there were two great stories. I know you were at the Jets game, so you didn't see it, but
Mike White.
Another one of my chains, we were going back and forth making like puns with like, oh, the price is white. And like, oh, it's going to be a white Christmas. It was pretty funny.
How did it devolve into White is Right?
I think that was mine, and it was the second one. It was funny. It worked.
Yeah.
But, Zach, you were at the game, so you weren't really following this. But let me just give you my Sunday morning with the pregame, with the first games. OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., for people who don't know, is about to do a magical mystery tour. And the bottom line, every third story is Odell Beckham.
What?
I just want to say hi to Alan.
Scared the hell out of me.
Look at that. Live on air for Zoe McZoerson.
What?
Exactly.
Thank you for the birthday wishes, sweetie.
I can't hear him.
He said thank you for the birthday wishes.
Oh.
Yeah. And I just wished him an HBD because I'm passive aggressive.
I said TY.
Yeah. I am passive aggressive. All right, then I'll go to bed.
Aggressive.
You're more aggressive than passive.
She just said I'm more aggressive than passive.
Rappuccino over there.
Yeah, all right, get out of here with you.
I say you're more aggressive than passive.
Yeah, have a good night, or don't.
So Zach, going across the bottom line.
That?
Going across the bottom line on the NFL channel is OBJ is doing this tour. He's going to the Giants. He's going to Dallas. He's going to Buffalo. Cool. Whatever. It happens. I stop paying attention. And then, I don't know, around 1:30, it says Odell Beckham Jr. I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. He goes, gets pulled off of airplane. You're like, this got great. I mean, the amount of times I saw it go by, I was like, I don't care. And then
I don't know why everybody else had to get deplaned.
Oh, these days now it's like, oh, the crew time is too much.
They don't get paid for that shit. They only get paid for time in the air. I saw this whole thing about stewardesses.
Flight attendants,
whatever.
Austin Powers.
That's on their time, OBJ. Get them off and get in the air. Get me to Orlando. Let's go.
I have another plane story, but what are your thoughts on OBJ? Like, what do you think happened? Because they're being very hush-hush about it.
Very hush-hush. I mean, I gotta think he copped a feel on a stewardess or a steward.
That's where you're going? Oh, I was going drugs. Like, definitely drugs.
He wouldn't have gotten through TSA.
No.
Brittany Griner didn't.
That was in Mother Russia.
Yeah, well, they don't mess around. No, I think he just got a little frisky.
No.
People do that. It's old school.
Hey, toots.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, toots. Yeah. Well, give me a magazine and some nips.
No, I definitely thought he took something and then
Out?
He was no, he was just slurring his words type of deal, or maybe he sometimes people have a lot of anxiety and
you think he was a little bit messed up and they just didn't feel
That's the story was he was in and out of consciousness, ass.
Yeah, I mean, get drunk on a plane. It's a thing.
All right. Well, it was 9 a.m. So
airport time is irrelevant.
It's true.
The airport time is just nonsense. That's like Preakness time. It doesn't matter. You just get drunk or Vegas time.
Yeah, calories don't count on vacation. I
They
totally
don't.
subscribe
Well,
to
they
that.
definitely don't count in Vegas. No, airplane time. You could be drunk anytime.
So that was the one story, which I guess that wasn't great. But the better one, and I'm curious which story is worse, was a Delta flight had a major issue. The headline was great and the story got even better, where a plane landed and there was a handicapped person in the front row, and they basically said, okay, everybody gets off first and then the handicapped people get off last, but the one guy has a special power wheelchair.
I always get off first.
The power wheelchair wasn't there for the guy, and he basically said, like, my chair's not here. They're like, oh, well, we'll just put you in this other wheelchair. And he goes, I'm not getting in that wheelchair. It's uncomfortable. I don't like this. He goes, I want my chair. And they said, sir, you need to get off of this plane right now. He goes, no, I want my chair. They go, sir, there will be men with Uzis coming to bring you off of this plane if you do not get off right now.
I like him.
So do you do what he does, or are you like, yeah, I probably just sit in there for cock the wheelchair?
No, he's got a special chair. He spent good money on his chair. I Veruca Salt with him all day long. I want my chair. I want it now. I wouldn't want the Uzis, but from what I've seen from like Steven Seagal movies, those are fairly inaccurate guns. Now I am in a seated position.
And you're also handicapped from the waist down, Ed.
So I won't feel the bullets. They don't hit you down there. I'm with him until the Uzis come. Where was this?
Delta. I don't know. I don't have any more information.
So Delta in Omaha, guys with Uzis?
Okay, I may have taken liberties with the stories and added Uzis. They said guns. Men with guns will drag you off the plane.
I thought this was in like, Haifa. Because you don't mess around at an Israeli airport. That's a rule. But yeah, if you're just in Sheboygan on a local flight and men with guns, I take my chances. They're not going to shoot you. They're just going to point and make a lot of noise.
All right.
I call their bluff.
So my last question was going to be airport etiquette, which, by the way, I'm a speak when spoken to type of guy to airport. Like, I don't want any deep cavity search. I just want to get where I'm going. Tell me what to do.
I want deep cavity search. And then I want to go to the airport. I only got into it once in adult life at an airport. And that was in Florida when they ran out of baggage things. And I had Zoe's baby stuff. They ran out of the trolleys. So I took a wheelchair. They had, by the way, it's just Palm Beach. There are thousands of wheelchairs. Of
course.
And I loaded it up with the stuff and I was using it. I almost got to the door. It was like Shawshank. And the guy starts yelling at me, you can't use that. And I go, why? He goes, it's not meant for that. I go, says who? It's a conveyance. It's got wheels and a platform. And then I got into a deep argument with the guy. Usually it works because I've been taught years ago, most people at those situations don't care enough to engage me. This guy dug in and he made me, I said, well, can I just use it and then I'll bring it back? No, he made me like go back to start and then actually like walk my shit. He was like not having it. I give him credit for really hanging in there. And by the time, by the way, by the time I got back there, a real baggage trolley opened up. So I had some words for him on the way out, like, how's your father kind of thing. But no.
Turn your baseball hat around?
Yeah, pretty much. I was there, like, sweet freedom. The wheelchair, what are they? They have so many of them there. Like, you could do races around that place.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that was quite the scene.
But
Jen was mortified.
But again, like, I'm with you. Like, respect the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I thought I was the game. He hates me.
He hates you.
Yeah, well, the game is me with the thing. Whatever it is. He outplayed me. He gamed me.
All right, Zach, talk to me, man. You said you had something on your mind.
Well, first,
usually we stick you in right before Pishadoo of the week.
Yeah. So that's fine, but you're not going to recap today's America game, our World Cup pool, which is really down to the wire. We're almost down. It's like I'm up by one. Senegal,
what do you want to recap?
I don't know.
Pulisic is they're calling this an abdominal injury. I watched it, kicked in the dick.
Yeah, and what happens when your nuts go up into your abdomen?
His testicle could have exploded. Like, legit, that's a thing.
It's in his abdomen. It's up here.
No, I just think the pain is up there, but he doesn't want to be like my bowels.
Yeah, it was bad.
Do you have more to say about soccer? I mean,
not really. It's exciting though. I mean, a good 0-0 game can be exciting.
You're crazy.
No,
watching that game today, all I wanted to do was sit you down in front of a hockey game and be like, "Here is actually a fun sport to watch."
It's okay. But by the way, when that ball squirted by our goalie at the end, I shat my pants. just full on deuced. Terrifying stuff.
When did it go past our goalie?
I thought it was a minute to go. It like trickled by him and the guy cleared it. But he's
I saw that.
They zoomed in. His eyes are like giant.
His eyes are always a little bug-eyed, that guy.
He's a little bit of a toots to it. You gotta be a little nuts. I gotta think being a goalie is like being a closer. Like you're a little bit off all the time. You're just a nutty guy.
I played hockey most of my life. I never met a normal goalie. Like every goalie was always like, if I gave you 10 guys that they're all playing hockey, find the goalie, you could ask each one a question. A simple question like, what did you have for breakfast? And you'd be like, well, that guy, he's a weird one.
Cold ravioli out of the can and the can. Like he's just nuts.
With some peanut butter on it. That's what they say. They're the weirdest fucking people.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I got some topics that just throughout the course of the week. It feels like we had a long turnaround for this one.
No, it was 8 days. You had a softball game. Maybe you won, maybe you didn't.
We got blown out.
Good.
I know.
Good.
Yeah, the ESL Kaplan team. Well, a new pitcher who just threw gas and a bunch of Dominicans.
It's the new tutor.
Exactly. I don't know. Whatever we got today. Speaking of soccer, in the U.S.-England game, you see before every game England kneels to anti-racism, and they do that in every Premier League game. Team USA stood on their feet. I guess they're all from Louisiana. Like it's you can always play ball with them. It's 4 seconds you get on a knee for a good cause. Team USA, all of them, black guys too, just standing there supporting racism.
I think supporting racism.
You got showed up. They showed you up. If you ever talk to a British person ever, most racist people in the world. So they totally gamed us there. That was good. Kanye, I saw today, owes Kim Kardashian $200,000 a month in childcare.
No.
That's what I read. Read the post.
Do you know how many kids she has?
A shit ton. How many are his?
Okay. I don't know.
He doesn't either, apparently.
She had a thing this past week where she's the brand ambassador for some brand. It sounded like Bazinga, but it wasn't. And they released it like these teddy bears that were wearing bondage, and now she's not doing it. And I heard this whole thing, and she basically said, as the mother of 4 kids, and I went, whoa. When the hell did she have? I remember North, because North was Northwest, which is
fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, do you know who the Chrisleys are? I've seen commercials for them and things. Todd and wife Chris.
No, I actually know them more from going to jail this past week.
Yeah, sentenced to 12 and 7 years for tax evasion. Why the fuck would anyone do a reality show? Does any housewife or house husband not get pinched on tax evasion? They all do.
But you say, why would they do a reality show?
Yeah. If you have that kind of money to begin with to even be wanted for a reality show, you don't think the IRS has Bravo? Not rocket science.
Do you know how many people, as somebody who is stuck watching reality TV where it's all fame whores, everybody wants to be on a reality show?
Yeah, and then they win. But these aren't rich people, those broads on the Bachelor. Are they come rich?
No, the Bachelor's ridiculous because when they go on there, they go, well, I'm from Kentucky, and I'm looking for a man who wants to, like, bale hay with me and my daddy. And then next thing you know, as soon as The Bachelor's over, they move to L.A. Like, it's ridiculous.
And then they get pinched for tax evasion because Miss Hay Baler hasn't paid taxes ever. And they do a deep dive, and suddenly Daddy's doing 6 to 10. 6 long. Not you, Daddy. Antonio Brown, is he on your pishadoo with the list? Because
I think I'm over him. Everything he's doing right now is just fame whoring. I don't care.
Yeah, but he put up fake nudes of Giselle to troll Tom Brady. I found that very fame whoring and charming.
It was weird.
I
don't get what he's doing.
All right, you know what Jay Leno's doing? Because he hit a cop twice.
Wait, no. The only thing I heard about Jay Leno was he's already back in the comedy clubs and making jokes about being roasted because he was roasted.
On his way to the comedy club yesterday, he backed his car into a cop car 2 times. The cop is in the car, gets out. It's Jay Leno and his wife. There's like no damage, but the cop gets out, looks at Leno. He said, the starstruck cop goes, "What are you doing? Like, just go. We'll figure it out later."
I told you I was smart.
He backed into a cop twice. At a certain point, they said, it's time for him to just get a driver. It's enough with this guy. And is Nick Fuentes anywhere on your list? Because he's just all over.
Keep going. I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's the anti-Semite racist.
Yes. Him and Milo are making a comeback on Twitter or one of those platforms.
I don't know, but I've never seen Nick Fuentes on TV. It looks like public access from 1992. You've got to see this show. It's incredible. He went on a rant about having sex with women is even more gay than having sex with men, but he's never done either.
No, what they did, the two of them were like the alternative back in the day, and now they're the alternative to the alternative, so they're just off the deep end.
I just don't know why his show in 2022, almost 2023, looks like public access from...
What do you think we look like, buddy?
We are public access, but he's at least got Trump's ear. I don't know. He's just... I just don't get this guy. How did he become a thing?
I don't know.
Why aren't we a thing if he's a thing? Means anybody can be a thing. He's a virgin with I think Dan Cohen is shooting his show. And it looks like it's shot on an iPhone. I mean, the whole thing is nonsense. What's his premise? I don't know. He should be pishadoo.
What's our premise?
I don't know, but he's more famous than us.
It's not hard, buddy.
I'm aware. I don't know. That's all I got for you. Just feisty today.
That was a great Zach's End. I don't know. You need a good name for a corner here.
The Zach Zone. Hey-o! Terrible.
The Zach Zone?
The hey-o was the best part. I'll work on it.
Zach, I'm in the process of buying a hot tub for my house because, you were supposed to come down in a couple weeks. I was like, I might as well have a hot tub here.
Right, but I wouldn't have been there in time for the hot tub, so it would have just been a hole in the deck.
Not true. No doubt.
Not so fast? Who are you, Corso?
No, but we went to two different places. One of them was like, we can get this to you next week. I was like, yo, you don't say. We have the permits and everything. But Zach, we went to a
permit for a hot tub. What kind of draconian place do you live
in my town? You need a permit to take a shit. It's really bad.
Don't you just have to stoop someone in the HOA? Isn't that how it goes?
I don't have an HOA. It's the town.
Don't you stoop the town?
Not here.
I don't know. That's how
Zachy,
it was in the old days.
buy a hot tub the other day. We walk into this store and it was really nice. The guy working there.
Heart-shaped?
You don't love anything in the world as much as this guy loves hot tubs. He was balls deep. It was one of those things where
was that the name of the store? Balls Deep Hot Tubs?
Ooh, we should start a hot tub store.
Say more words.
Zach, I go in there and he's so energetic and I'm kind of not in the mood, but I first turn to him and I go, hey, we're here to look at hot tubs. And he's like, oh, cool, great. Well, let me show you around this and that. And I start with, sell me this pen. And he goes, oh, you're looking for a pen? And I went, oh, we got one. We got Zach. At this point, I'm like,
this guy was doing blow with Nando 2 doors down. Are you fucking kidding me?
At the FedEx. But when I said that to him, I was thinking to myself, oh, geez. So he starts going to his spiel about, well, this one is this.
I used that in a sales training class the other day. When people ask you, how's the market? They're really asking you to sell me this pen. Go. And I asked a lot of the new agents, same thing. It was great.
This guy goes on his rant about all these different things, and we're sitting there, and next thing you know, I turned to him, and he's talking about the jets and this, and I said, well, hold on. Now, is it the motion of the water, or is it more how you... I asked him if it's the motion of the water in the hot tub, or is it how you use it? And he's like, oh, that is such a great question. I mean, he seemed like a smart guy. Everything over his head. It was ridiculous.
I have a question. Why is it that some jets are super strong and some aren't? And I always get the weak jet.
I have no idea. Do you want me to call Sean up and I can have you call? I mean, he'd love to talk to you.
I would love to talk to Sean about a hot tub. I have no interest in buying one, but I got a lot of questions.
He had so much energy. And then we start talking about his hot tub, and he goes,
Does he actually have knowledge of the product?
Ready for the callback? He goes, well, my wife soaks in the morning, and I soak in the afternoon. And at this point, I'm just biting my lip, and Julie is staring at me like, oh my God, don't say anything. Don't say anything. And then he shows us a picture of his daughter. And the guy was really nice. He named his daughter River.
Because he's in the hot tub business?
He's not even the owner of the place. I said, do you get commission?
Salesman?
This guy was so into hot tubs and
what's the last name? Like River Feigenbaum?
No, it's like an actual real place. But he was not a yid. This guy, he was.
No, of course not.
But and don't get me wrong, we are going to go back and buy from him because he was great and he knew the specs, he knew the numbers, he was so good. But when I just sit there, I'm like
making it up.
I couldn't believe how much he was into hot tubs. Again, there's nothing in this world I want to know that much about, and I'm a doctor, kind of.
Why the hell are you getting a hot tub?
It's more for the rental aspect of it, but also hot tub in the winter ain't nothing better, buddy.
Yeah, it's like Sweden. It's cold outside. But here's my concern. You're going to use it constantly for a year and a half, and then you'll just get algae. You think this is a long play?
Well, considering we're not going to be here in 4 years, yeah, absolutely.
Why aren't you going to be there in 4 years? When are you going to finally settle down and put a bun in the oven?
Getting married, my friend.
When's that happening? I need to go get like some dune-colored suit. I think I'm going to Men's Warehouse next week because of you. Ugh. Never set foot in one of those stores. I think I'm better than that store, but I'm going.
You're not going there. I'm going to send you a link for something. You're not buying a suit.
What am I going to do? I'm going to rent it? I'm not going somewhat commando in a sweaty place in another man's, Lawrence of Arabia outfit. Not happening.
British Beatlemania?
Okay, that was excellent.
Let me segue from the water to a great story I heard. A guy apparently fell off of some cruise ship and was treading water for close to 24 hours. Zach, when's the last time you treaded water for a decent amount of time?
This summer.
How long? How long?
I think it was a minute and a half.
And how were you doing?
Oh, no. That was hard. It was this summer, a different time. Maybe it was last summer. At a pool, and Zoe was scared to jump off the diving board, and I'm down there below treading for. I redid The Godfather.
Realistically,
in my head. I watched it 3
20
hours.
minutes. 20 minutes.
It was probably close to like 7 minutes.
How are you doing?
Cooked. Legs are jello.
Done. Right? Like I think I treaded water last year for 5 minutes. I was exhausted.
Yeah, no. It was last year when Zoe was like, and by the way, not only I had to negotiate with the little one up there because the line is forming and the natives are getting real restless. Some fat 8-year-old with tits. Some fat boy Italiano behind her is getting all feisty because he wants to cannonball his fat ass off the diving board. Meanwhile, I'm there negotiating with a girl who's half in tears for what felt like forever.
You should have told the person, push her. Just push her in.
It crossed my mind. Hey, Chubbs, let's make this happen.
So, keeping the segues going, there was one thing I forgot from the bachelor party, from the Survivor thing. One of the events was a wall sit, which I'm assuming you know what that is.
Hard as hell.
So I was already dressed and ready to leave, but I figured, screw it. I'll do it. I'll jump in. There was, I think, 8 or 9 people at the time. How long do you think you could wall sit? And I want you to think of a number of what the winner had.
Right now or in my heyday?
I mean, I did this 2 weeks ago, so right now.
15 minutes. In my day, I did it for over about a half hour, maybe longer, with the brick and 3 beers stacked up like this, all open. And if you spilled, you got screamed at. I can't say much more.
Okay, so you're out of your mind. We're going to lower this to 10 minutes, and we're going to do this when I see you in a couple of weeks, and we'll do something fun. So we'll make a bet on it.
I really have no interest in doing this for 10 minutes.
Why? You just said you could do 15. You could do 15.
I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Fine. Now, what do I get if I...
Name your stakes. It doesn't matter. You can name my firstborn. Like, it's not happening.
10 minutes at firstborn?
10 minutes. There's no chance. No chance.
She's on board?
We'll figure it out.
Anything I want.
Yeah. Penis face Snyder. Wow.
You're amazing.
The winner, Zach?
Yeah.
So I just didn't want to be the first one out, but was struggling at a minute 45. First person drops. I go to 2 minutes and stop. 2 people made it past 5.5 minutes. I think the winner was close to 6. It was that kid who eats all the shrimp and milk.
He's all fired up on 1%.
Holy shit.
What was his percentage?
I have no idea. Body
milk.
fat?
No. Milk. What was his go-to?
You really think I was looking at that?
That was the first question I'd ask him. Hey, Nestle's quick. What are you drinking there?
Pishadoo of the week. Zachy, I have 9 candidates. Let's fire through these. Candidate number 1. Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes. He has a new, I think it's a daughter, that he named Bronze Mahomes III.
That's awful.
You realize that kid's never going to live up to what their father did. Like, there's just no chance.
Bronze Mahomes sounds like a company that paints your house bronze.
Why not gold? Like, why are you naming a kid Bronze?
Because he's realistic.
I think he'll be the 3rd best Mahomes considering the father played professionally.
Yeah, there's your answer. Yeah, he was in the Mets.
Candidate number 2, Ronda Rousey. Who is she?
She is an ex-MMA star turned wrestler who beat the shit out of a couple guys in a movie theater. One of the greatest stories ever told.
Very nice. She is so disliked that even the wrestling nerds don't want her to do it anymore. Trending fire Ronda Rousey. If the wrestling nerds don't like
So,
you,
like, is she bad or is she playing a character of being bad? Because it's wrestling.
take the cap and put it somewhere else.
That's the cat eating.
Oh my god.
Your girl.
I really think
girl, Zelf.
you gotta hang them up if wrestling nerds are like, we hate you. You're so fake, we don't even believe it anymore.
But she isn't fake because she used to walk the walk.
But in this thing, she's very fake.
Zelda, shut up.
Candidate number 3. Have you seen these pictures of Brian Robinson Jr. wearing the big hat that went viral?
No.
Oh my god. So picture a regular, cool, new era fitted hat, and I want you to imagine it this big.
Should I just Google it right now?
Sure. Go ahead and Google it. It is going to be something you're going to go, no, hell to the no. This is not a thing.
All right, give me the next question. We'll move on.
Well, I have a follow-up to it after you see Brian Robinson.
Yeah, we can make it. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's going to be a thing coming soon.
It is not going to be a thing.
But
this is stupid and novelty. This is like the Dumb and Dumber cowboy hat.
But I can't hate it too much because back in June, there was a coach of a team at some university that was also wearing a very similar hat. Do you know which university that was?
Maryland?
Yeah, some Terps coach.
What did he wear?
Basically a Maryland version. I mean, it's down there in DC Delmarva.
Okay. I can't find Maryland big hat coach.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Candidate number 4.
I don't love the big hat.
Lamar Jackson, not having his best football games these days, went back and forth with some dumb fan on Twitter. This just is a big statement. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Why take
you just some loser who don't even smell his own finger? Like it was like shut up. Oh, it's really bad. But even so, stop fighting back with random idiots. Like there's a great Twitter conversation went viral of an MMA guy where he said, Paul Felder, you do this. And he goes, why don't you come actually down to Vegas and say to my face? He goes, you'd kick the living shit out of me. Why would I ever do that? And he goes, okay, at least you understand that. Like, that's funny where they go back. But like, why would you ever respond to some dumb fan online?
Yeah. And you wanted to give our in-person access on if I owned a team, this would happen IRL to Lamar.
IRL.
That guy would show up, wait in line, and have his moment right then and there. I got that guy coaching Lamar.
Candidate number 5. She doesn't listen to this podcast, but somebody in my life, a former patient who knows I like football and remembered my birthday on Friday, sent me a meme of the Steelers celebrating a touchdown and said, happy birthday. And I went, you send me a Steelers meme? And she goes, it's football. You like football.
Oh, I thought she was trolling you.
No.
And I was...
Yeah.
If he was trolling, it would be incredible.
Mm.
You're very sensitive, but I would have thought that would have been great.
Candidate number 6. This is going to go for...
candidate just for not knowing that you don't like the Steelers and getting it wrong by accident, but actually getting it right.
She's older. She doesn't know football. She's like, it's like the Baltimore Orioles might as well play football in her life.
Yeah, but she picked the perfect team.
She did. Candidate number 6. This happened in football, but this goes to anybody. Before the game on Thanksgiving, Dak Prescott was standing holding his cell phone, and the camera zoomed in. His wallpaper on his cell phone was a picture of himself.
What a maniac!
Insane, right?
Doing something or just like shirtless?
A football pose. I didn't see the picture, but that's insane, right? Now, if it's your family,
to another level,
right? That's a weird one. Like anybody who has just a picture of themselves.
It's better to just have the blue waves that come with the phone. Yourself?
Yeah, it's bad. I was not a fan of that.
Open screen or closed screen?
Dude, you got the Google. Use it yourself.
They're both bad.
Candidate number 7.
There's no need.
I saw a clip that went viral of basically a groom giving a speech at his wedding, and he decided to roast the bride. Not in the vows, but in a speech basically saying when they met, they were at a bar. He then went to the bar to like get them drinks, comes back, and she's making out with another dude. And like he brought that up in the speech at the wedding, and it was received.
There?
No, I think it was a random person, but like it was received very well. But I remember going like, I don't know if you should be talking about that at your own wedding.
Maybe I won't do crowd work.
Candidate number 8. This is so liberal and so great. California homeless woman found a ton of money in an abandoned van. Homeless, returned it to the rightful owner.
How the fuck do you find the rightful owner of a van?
I don't know. I saw this headline. I go, if I'm homeless, if I'm me right now,
I don't do
right now, I'm not giving money.
Buyer beware. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Everyone knows that.
And
wait, how much is a ton of money?
Thousands.
A thousand?
Couple thousand. Let's go with 3,000.
That's not that much. I mean, it's okay for a homeless person, but like I wouldn't give it back.
It's good for you.
Well, yeah, it is. I'm not giving it back because I'm me, but nevertheless,
all right,
I'm not giving shit back.
And this clearly isn't going to beat Dak, but my last candidate was anybody in this world that you ever have a conversation with and you quote something that's very quotable, like an expression, something you saw on TV, and they go, "You got that from me." So I was in a text conversation and now, as somebody who desperately always needs a pedicure, in my life, I've heard the joke like, "You have hobbit feet," because my feet are pretty gross. And there was somebody... You want to see my hobbit feet?
Yeah.
My feet are terrible.
Here. Show
them. Where am I going?
I don't know. Back. Ew. Up on the wall. Make a print.
Oh, I think I just did. But
Julia, I made a print on the wall.
But the fact that you think that you like, oh, you got that from me?
You got toots from me.
You use toots, I'll give you credit for that. But like hobbit feet you wanted credit for? Are you out of your mind?
I don't know. Hobbit feet or ogre feet? They're both pretty bad.
I say hobbit feet. Ogre ears.
Ogre ears, that's good. That one I've never heard. Yeah, I thought you got that from me. I don't know. You get things from people.
Bronze Mahomes, fire Ronda Rousey, big hat for the UMD coach too. Lamar going back and forth. Hobbit feet was the last one. Steelers meme, Dak wallpaper, groom roasts bride. Ed, California homeless person, returns the monies.
And now it is actually a tough one because I can't believe a homeless person will return money. What's the point of begging?
You're finally, that's it. I tried to get this response out of you and you kind of like didn't give it to me before.
What's the point of begging? Because you might as well just beg and then hand it back to the person you begged from because that's the same damn thing. Can I have $1? Yes. Okay, here's back. No, that's insane. It's you know what? As annoying and awful as Dak Prescott is, the homeless person is really sitting bad, aging badly.
Good. I might edit that part in because you were like, it's not that bad. How much money was it? Now you're going, wait.
It had to settle. It had to settle. And for anyone, if you find money in an abandoned van, yours. Happy birthday. Go Steelers. That's your money.
True story. I might have been 9 or 10. I'm at a restaurant and underneath the table was a $10 bill. And I look down and I start screaming, "Oh my God, there's money on the floor." My mother grabs me, hand over the mouth. She's like, "Do not say a word. Shut up." And she reaches down, grabs the money, puts it in her pocket. And afterwards explains.
She took it from you?
She gave it to me. But it was a matter of like, if you start screaming and yelling that out, like somebody's going to know. So I learned my lesson that now when I'm at a casino and I see a chip on the floor, I just casually put my foot on it, wait for everybody to disappear, and then I get the free chip.
Alan, when you're at a Fuddruckers at PG County, you don't scream out when you find $10. Fuck's wrong with you?
It was in Baltimore.
Sure.
Good. Zach, I got trivia. Let's blow through these. It's a day late and $1 short, but I'm going to test your knowledge on Thanksgiving. Yeah, the questions aren't great, but there's some fun ones.
Miles Standish.
Question number 1. Over or under, Americans prepare 49 million turkeys each Thanksgiving.
I'm trying to think. People go to each other's houses. It's about 250 over, but not by that much.
It was under by not that much. It was 46 million turkeys.
Yeah, I was trying to think like most people go in groups of 5 or 6, so it sounds about the right number.
No. Question the second. What professional football team has played almost every Thanksgiving since 1934?
The Lions.
Oh, you were supposed to say, well, it's the Lions and the Cowboys.
No, the Cowboys copied the Lions.
Cowboys started in the late 60s. You're absolutely right. I didn't know that. The guy
wanted it to be like a promotion to actually get people to the damn games.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Question number 3. The first Thanksgiving was over or under 3.5 days?
First Thanksgiving? Under.
The first Thanksgiving. The under pays again. It was actually 3 days even.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like an hour.
No,
fucking engines out of here.
If it was my future family, it would have been.
Back at the Trivial Pursuit.
Question number 4. What president refused to declare Thanksgiving a holiday? To give you a clue, he's on both coins and bills as far as money goes.
Coins and bills? I was going to say Trump, but Lincoln, then I would guess. Who's else on coins and bills? Washington. Roosevelt? The fuck bill is he on?
$2 bill is?
Oh, what coin is he on? Jefferson.
The nickel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know that most people are like, don't bend over for a penny. We know you don't bend over unless it's a quarter.
It's dirty down there.
And last question, true or false? Female turkeys gobble. Not in my house.
Not in my house either. It's not in Jewish houses. I don't know. I'm going to say false.
Correct. I didn't know this. Only male turkeys gobble.
Yeah.
And only on their birthdays.
On my birthday, I didn't get any gobble. I got a slice of cake and a shitty card.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We started a little late because Zach is a putz, and we had a special guest.
We did have a guest. She scared the crap out of me.
Zach, USA. They have a chance?
Against Holland? Or the Netherlands? Sure.
Oh, against Holland or the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Little chocolate? Absolutely not. No
chance.
chance.
Get the doors blown off them. 3-0.
We out.
It was really Pulisic and his nuts don't play. He has that voice.